90, I don't know what half the shit is. I am not mechanically inclined. I just know I like Broncos. And that's good enough for me. But, in any case, still need to get in here and see what I have going on. I have to vacuum this at some point. Speakers. But from what the guy told me who I bought it from, I got the boot for 4-wheel, but this is a 2-wheel, which is interesting. I hope it wasn't a 4-wheel and they converted it, but you never know. Some people do crazy things. The guy I bought it from said his dad had bought it intending to work on it, and I guess his parents lived in Arizona, they lived here in Southern California, and his parents were selling the house. So he's like, all right, well, let's just get rid of it, Dad. He already got another project. I think he said he had a 67 Camaro that they were working on. So in any case, he just wanted to get rid of it. So I saw it and ran over there. I said, I'll take a look at it, knowing I was probably going to get it. And that was it. Offered him the money. What is this? Tailgate? Something for the tailgate. More air filter stuff. It's got a few of them. Spare driver's side mirror. I might use that on my truck actually. Alright. I don't know what they had going on back in the back. So I've got some more interior pieces. This tailgate piece. I really should get my gloves for that. Got some interior weather stripping. That's trash. I'm just gonna have to everything's gonna be re-stripped on this if I'm not working on it. I don't really know what I'm gonna do. Like I said, I already got a ticket. As you can see, a little bit of a ding right there. I can have work done hopefully. But I mean, for 300 bucks, the parts alone, the engine is worth it. Not that I know how to work on it. But I mean, just look at it. They're not the rarest, they're not the hardest to find. But cleaned and disregard the ugly ass paint job. I get a couple of rattle cans and just cover it up for now, just so it's not an eyesore. But 3 rows of seats, you could comfortably fit 7 to 9 people. I'm a big boy, so probably closer to 7. 3 bench seats, so we'll say 9. Top comes off, just like this one. It's already got a decent sized tire on it. I think those are 35s, maybe 37s. Those are 31s, so this looks closer to a 35. But I mean, come on, 300 bucks? I'd rather store it somewhere, sit on it, wait till that's done, and then just start chipping away at this thing. It's too good to pass up for 300. I mean, I'm telling you, some of the ones that I've seen these guys selling for a couple grand, just 2-doors. It's nuts. I have over 15 grand of work put into that. You know, it wouldn't look like it, but it's mostly mechanical because I'm not a mechanic. I don't know how to do engine parts or anything like that. Most I've ever done on that myself was change the water pump. And I mean, that was easy enough. I had to do it twice because of a bad gasket, bad seal. But right now I rent a room where I'm living, so that, and that are mine, so I can't really, I mean, I don't have any space to work on, you can probably tell, but It's a fucking circus with cars here. We've got a boat, 2 cars in the driveway, those 2 cars, plus my 3. There's a car in the garage, plus a 32 Chevy something or other shit bucket parked on the side yard, so I can't pull this in the backyard. So hopefully I'll be moving soon. I'd like to get a place with some property. Maybe a barn. And maybe some fucking know-how, and I could work on this damn thing myself. But I haven't decided yet. I know it has electrical hooked up to some degree. I don't know anything about a carburetor engine, so I tried giving it some juice. I tried jumping it. I tried putting in the other battery. And it sounds like maybe the starter or the solenoid's bad. All I heard was clicking. So, I don't know. I mean, if the motor's seized, I don't know if the pulleys are bad. I don't even know how long it was sitting. I mean, just looking at it and all the junk that's in here, it looks like they were planning on doing stuff, started doing stuff, and just gave up halfway through, or maybe not even a quarter of the way through. But I just wanted to get some of this junk. I mean, that's just the shit from the first 2 rows. I haven't even gotten into the 3rd row yet. But I don't really want to throw anything like these away until I talk to some friends who know more about cars. I don't want to throw something away that I might need. But for now, one thing at a time. Eventually the entire interior is going to be stripped. That's not even a question. But there she is. I'd like to document what I work on, or what I can do on my own or with help, and see about getting this thing back to its former glory. Again, it's an 87, or I was told it's an 87. There's no paperwork on it. I have to look up the VIN. I'm going to the DMV tomorrow. But 87 F250 from what I can tell, maybe a 3. Emblems are gone. There's nothing on the interior because the interior is pretty much stripped. I might be a 350, I'm not sure. F350 chassis, quad cab. Would have been a pickup bed. Instead, right here, they slapped on the Bronco ass, which is the biggest part that drew me. I mean, Fords are great, but I like having the interior enclosed with the option of taking the top off and that extra seat. I don't know if you can see in here. So you've got 1, 2, 3 rows of seats, plenty of storage space back here. I don't know how these seats fold forward. If it's anything like mine, this seat folds down and forward, which it looks like it might be the same. Second row of seats, I'm not sure. But right now this thing is locked up or seized up. The keys go in it. There's no rotation because this is how you roll the window down. Window comes down, tailgate opens from the inside, top comes off. 13 bolts along the top and the sides. Brake lights and hazard, well, at least the hazard lights work. Turned those on last night. But I'm excited. Since the day I found out, because my first car was an 86 full size. And I always told myself when I got rid of it, because I paid $1,300 for my first one. And this thing's a fucking Lamborghini compared to my first one. My first one was a piece of shit. And I was 18 and didn't have money to put into it. But I always said if I had the money, I'd get another one. So when the time came, I bought this for $2,200. Mechanically, it was okay. There was some issues, but since the almost 9 years that I've had it, I've put probably 15 grand into it. Not alone. Had some help. When I was on some hard times, my aunt helped me. Because at the time, this was my only vehicle. But rebuilt engine, rebuilt transmission, tires. Tires alone were $1,200. You know, I did what I could, but it's sentimental, and I always said, you know, Broncos are my favorite. I like the old styles. My favorite is 86 to 96. The only thing I don't like about 96 is the back seat belts are bolted to the roof. And in California, good old California, you cannot take that off and have people in the back. And I'm sure it's different in other states, or maybe they just don't give a shit. But in there, their floor belts, in the newer models, they're bolted to the top, so you can't take that off and have people in the back, which isn't that big of a deal. But I like having that option if I wanted to. But when I found out that they made 4 doors of them, I was like, holy shit, that's a thing, and that's a thing that I need, and I will have one day. And then seeing some of them go for anywhere from $2 or $3 grand for a low end, you know, yeah, it might be running, but it might be in worse shape than this thing is running. Anywhere up to, I've seen a few for $35,000 that they're asking for, and I mean, they're nice. They are nice. I wouldn't say factory right off the floor new, but they're pretty damn nice. But not for $35,000. That's twice what I paid for that, and I'm still paying on that, and I don't have to worry about that. But for $300, I've spent more money on stupider things that I didn't care about as much. So this is we'll say day 1, since this is when I'm filming, but we'll call it we'll call it day 3 of having an 87 Ford Bronco Centurion 4-door monster. Tomorrow I'll be going to the DMV. Maybe I'll update the video on that. But I'm hoping this is the first in maybe a series of gutting it, inspecting it, and then hopefully rebuilding it. One day at a time. One day at a time. I have my work cut out for me. This is going to be side project compared to this. This comes first because I'm way closer to being done with this than I am with this. But I've said it before, and I've said it 100 times already, and I'm going to keep saying it. $300, too good to pass up. So, if you guys are interested, like the channel. Subscribe if you have questions. I'm sure I'm going to have questions, and I'll be asking, and maybe some of you enthusiasts who know more can help me out. Because flying blind here. Got some friends who know engines and things like that, but other than that, it's just you and me out there. So, yeah, wish me luck. Thanks, guys.